Welcome back to Bleeding Blue, a sit-down podcast with Exeter's athletes. I'm Adam Cooke, the host of this production, as well as a writer, reporter, and soccer announcer at Exeter. Today, I talk with Brody Oswald, a soccer player who made the most out of his time at Exeter. He was a county runner-up in his sophomore season and played a vital role in the classroom, various clubs, the class presidency, and the orchestra. I hope everyone enjoys. Welcome back to Bleeding Blue. I'm joined by soccer player Brody Oswald, who just graduated this past year. So, how are you, Brody?
Good. It's nice to be here.
Yeah, how's your summer been so far?
Pretty busy. I work at Giant, so I've been
Nice.
there most of the time.
Yeah, so heading to Penn State this fall for your academics. What led to that decision for you?
I did want to go to Villanova, but because they're so expensive, I decided that I'd rather not pay off so many loans. And so Penn State was the cheapest option by maybe 50 to 70K.
Yeah.
And I just decided I'd rather not have to pay that back. And I like Penn State, so perfect place to go.
How does it feel knowing that you're going to have a ton of other seniors from this class at Exeter coming with you? I mean, who are some of those people you know?
I know Robert Dang, Logan Miller, Maisie McGowan, and Abby Kravitz. I personally am okay with those people, I guess. I know there's a bunch of other people going. I'm not super close with them, so I'm sure if I see them, I'll say hi, but I doubt they'll play any part in my college life.
Yeah, and was that a factor, kind of the proximity staying in Pennsylvania for you?
Well, I didn't want to go too far because I'm not really a driving person, so anything over 4 hours I would hate. So I wanted to stick somewhat close, but also not rack or something too close.
Yeah.
And but other people going there, at first I was like, people, I don't really want to see everyone again.
Yeah.
But I'm okay with it. I've accepted it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all good now.
So, since you won't be playing soccer in college, you've played your last official game now back in the fall. So, how does it feel knowing that your soccer career is done now?
It's pretty sad because spent 15 years playing since I was 3, and then knowing that I was finished in October was kind of sad because I don't know, it's been with me for so long.
Yeah.
It's just kind of hard to move on, pretend like it's not a part of me anymore.
I mean, how much of it is still a part of you, and how do you think you can still stay involved from here on out?
Well, I do plan to play intramural at Penn State.
Okay.
So I will continue playing, but it just won't be everything I guess that I do, because with high school, it's pretty demanding. So it would have to be basically 6 days a week I'd play soccer, and now I play soccer maybe once a month,
Yeah.
which I'm okay with because it's nice to have a little break sometimes.
When did you first get into the sport, and what made it stick with you? What made it special? And, you're talking about that commitment. What made it something that you want to put that time into it?
Well, I started when I was 3. I think my parents just pushed me into 3 different sports. I was playing. I mean, I don't know if I played all 3 at the same time, but I started with soccer, and then I moved into t-ball and baseball, and then basketball, and baseball was my second favorite sport, but it wasn't. I didn't feel like a very great connection, and I didn't see myself playing in the future.
Mhm.
But soccer, I just enjoyed it's not super easy, and you're not just kind of standing still for most of the time. I like
Yeah.
being able to move around and be a part of a team not so much have everything depend on me, kind of like baseball.
Yeah. What kind of aspects of soccer, kind of that teamwork and maybe more, do you think translate into real life skills?
Well, it definitely helps that for teamwork, if you're able to work well with others, that's a very crucial like skill to have throughout your life,
Hmm.
especially probably in the workforce. Um, Also, like being able to communicate, it's sometimes hard doing it on the field, but like you have to train yourself to be able to tell others what to do and like be assertive, be more of a leader. That's also an important part.
You and the seven other seniors on this team, you guys were all leaders to some of the underclassmen this year. How were you guys able to be good examples for those guys? And what was it like to graduate with them?
Well, with all the since there were so many of us, we had to like make sure all the new people felt like they belonged on the team. And we would always connect. We had a couple team dinners. We had some team dinners at other people's house, mine included, where we
Mhm.
did games like volleyball, or we went to Gavin Marr's house and we jumped in his pool and had fun and
Mm-hmm.
like all got together, got to know each other to like hopefully make our playing lives a lot better. And then graduating, it was sad to like see like people like stay behind and we move forward.
Mm-hmm.
I know I'll miss a couple people on the team, but I hope they have good few seasons in the next 2 years.
How is that team, building that team bond through team dinners and always hanging out with each other? How does that translate to performing better on the field?
You feel more comfortable like with each other and you build a trust. So like you'll believe like if you pass to someone or you like working with someone like on the defensive line, you'll know that you'll have each other's back and you can depend on them to either help you out or even save you from difficult positions.
This past season, how did you feel about your performance, the team in general, and how was it to end on that kind of note?
Um, it was a little sad because we didn't all perform the best that we probably could have, starting 3-0 and then only ending like 6-11-1, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not very good to lose 11 games after first 3 games being wins.
Yeah.
Um, I thought I could have performed better. I feel like there could have been more chances, but it's nothing really I can do now. It's
Yeah, it is in
gone.
the
It is in
past.
the past, but it's okay. I enjoyed my senior year. I thought it was pretty good, especially with the new coach. I thought Matt did really well.
Mm-hmm. And how competitive of a person do you think you are? How meaningful was it for you to not win games? Did that affect you, or is it kind of just go out, do my best, have fun?
Um, in the beginning of the year, I definitely felt more competitive. I wanted to win like my last year. When I was a sophomore, the team got to the finals
Yep.
and ended up losing. And I wanted to like we wanted to try to see if we can even get further. And starting off with 3-0, like we think we're gonna destroy everyone, I guess. And then it all fell apart, and it hurt trying to because like so many games we could have won. It was like we only lost ever by like 1 point. It
Hmm.
was never the only. I think the only big blowout I guess was Conrad Weiser, but they were really good. They deserved
Yeah.
to win.
Mhm.
But we just kept changing all the positions and like testing new things almost every game, and probably hurt the team because
Hmm.
everyone would be somewhere different, and then we could never like work on anything because we'd have to change by the next game. And by the end of the season, still pushed, trying to get the best out of the last couple games. We still had like a slight chance, I believe, to go to counties, I think.
Yeah, I do remember
There
that
was a
fight
slight
until the end.
chance. So we were still fighting till the end. The last game, I don't think there was a chance that we'd do anything. So we had fun. We had all the seniors get to play at one moment, and that was
Was that against Wilson?
no, that was against their black and orange team.
Was that an away game?
Yeah, it was our last away game. The last I think it was 20, 30 minutes. We just had all the seniors in, and we actually played a pretty good. I know the team was already beating us 3-0, so they probably
Yeah.
weren't trying as hard. But I personally had a great time those last 30 minutes, and I'm
Yeah.
sure the other people did too.
Going back to your sophomore season when the team made it to the finals, were you getting any playing time that year, or was that more of a experience to see some of that talent and adapt for your upperclassmen years?
I was not given any varsity time my sophomore year, so the majority of the time was just watching, especially being a ball boy. I got to get closer, kind of, I guess,
Yeah.
because it was like most of the games were great. Harrison Davis did a great job. I feel he scored a lot of winning goals. So did Justin Kinney, especially against I think Wilson. Yeah, he had that one long shot that saved them. But it hurt to see them like lose
Yeah.
because everyone was so excited, and then last game it just didn't go well, and it was just sad that they all the work and they couldn't pull through.
Outside of maybe that county run, what have been some of your favorite memories that Exeter soccer was able to provide for you?
It gave me a time to connect with like younger like classmen like
Yeah.
Jack Mulhare. I especially enjoyed my bond with him and Evan Smith as well. Um, it was nice to like get to be with them, and I also enjoyed our team dinners. We had a lot in um, my first 2 years during. It was kind of the end of COVID.
Yeah.
So, but like we were all still together. We had like dinners at someone's house or like outside, so we could all be together still and get team bond. All the team bond exercise were like my favorite part. Like some days there wasn't like a game the next day, so we would either do 11v11 or it'd be varsity versus JV. That was always fun.
Yeah.
Because it got to see how competitive each team was and showed that sometimes varsity might not be the greatest at some points.
Yeah.
But overall, I don't have many bad memories about soccer. Mostly it was good times.
Good times. Yeah, and coming out of COVID when everyone was isolated, didn't really get to see each other, how was it to have soccer and a team around you that you could bond with?
I thought it was pretty great because that year was online. I was online all year, so the only time I really saw people was during soccer. I don't think not till the spring. I don't think I really like went out and saw people often. So it was nice to be able to go to that and get to talk to my friends and the upperclassmen.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna ask you some rapid fire questions. I'm just gonna list off something. You'll just name something off the top of your head.
Okay.
Don't feel too pressured.
Okay.
So yeah. Favorite sport to watch?
Probably soccer.
Favorite album or albums to listen to?
I like Bruno Mars.
Funniest teammates?
Robert and Gavin.
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
I'm gonna say no.
No. Waffles or pancakes?
Pancakes.
Is pineapple meant for a pizza?
I mean, I don't know if it's meant for pizza, but it's not bad on pizza.
You like it?
I like it.
All right. All right. So moving back into some of the normal questions. You were class president for 3 years and planned 2 class trips, prom, and did even more for your class at 24. So what did it mean for you to have that position?
Um, well, it was actually funny how I became class president. When we got back sophomore year, there was like the elections, and my one friend, Fallon Oswald, who sounds like she has the same last name as me, she
Ah,
asked if I wanted to run with her because I guess she thought like we would make just like because of our last names, we would like
yeah.
it'd be people would vote for us, and so um, I was originally going to be vice president,
Mm-hmm.
and she was going to be president because I think she did want to speak at graduation, but then um, I think the one person we were against, she would be against. She wasn't sure she was gonna win,
Mm-hmm.
so she wanted to switch and have me become president
Huh.
because she believed that I would win. So I was like, okay, might as well. So
Interesting.
I ran against the opponent and I did end up winning. And then I was like, well, I can't just do it for 1 year. So I continued. Um, but the class trips, both of them were to Hershey Park. This year, I did try to go to New York. Then it was going to be Baltimore because New York was a no. Then
Mhm.
Baltimore was a no. And then Six Flags was too expensive. So then we just ended back at Hershey Park. I thought we had a good turnout. There were like 80 some people.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first year, I think, through the first Hershey trip, I think threw everyone off because we went on a Friday and there were like 50 other schools, so
Mm-hmm.
we only got on like 3 rides, I think, the whole day, which is pretty bad.
Yeah.
But the last time it was good. Prom, the theme took the longest to choose. Cause I don't know, themes they like people don't really follow them. It's
Yeah.
more of just like for the decorations.
Yeah.
So whatever anyone chooses, like it
What-
shouldn't bother anyone.
What did you guys end up going with?
Well, we decided on Under the Sea, but we didn't
Okay.
broadcast it as Under the Sea.
Got
It
it.
was more of just
There.
there.
Yeah.
It was just prom, and then like there was like things. There was like blue everywhere, white, like light blue, all that. And,
Yeah.
like people could see it, but I don't know.
Yeah. And being senior class president, you earned that speech at graduation. What was that experience like for you to be on that podium talking to everyone?
Um, I actually enjoyed it a lot.
That's good.
I surprisingly, you'd think like one would be nervous for it. I didn't feel that nervous. I felt nervous like a couple months before, just like, oh, I'm gonna have to speak in front of like 2,000 people. But then I like practiced it a lot. I like got to do it in front of some teachers. They laughed at my jokes, which was good because it's all I needed. And just like standing in front of everyone, it was just like I didn't try to like look around and like become less nervous. I tried looking at people I know and like if I like messed up, oh well, I just laugh it off. But I was more nervous going up to like to know when I speak because I was actually told when I was supposed to do that right before I got on the stage.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I hope I'm doing this right because we only practiced once and I had to lead everyone.
Yeah. So in your speech, you talked. I think I remember when I listened to it online. You were talking about your family a lot, specifically your 3 sisters and how they were able to motivate you. So, in its entirety, how have your family members been able to help you succeed?
Well, my parents are always there for me. They've always come to my sporting events. My dad used to coach me when I was younger, so he would always have to be there. Um, my mom would always do her best to like make sure I have everything I need and would always be there for me. My sisters, they set the bar pretty high for my family, and it kind of motivated me to become like kind of better than them. I'll admit it. Like it's kind of they like because I have Amanda. She was like kind of the smarter one of my sisters, and Haley was the athletic, and then Amy takes all the like humor and stuff and kindness, and like I got that from her. Haley would always like, I don't know, she like asked me to go on a hike or do something so I'd stay active, which I enjoyed that. And Amanda, she would always like, I don't know, I've felt the most similarities between her. We did all the same sports, and we joined like the same clubs basically, other than me being class president. She was in Minithon. I think she was in National Honor Society. So like it just runs down through the family, and I enjoy. And normally some people don't would like think it's like crazy to have three older sisters, and like
Yeah.
it's kind of difficult because they can be moody.
Yeah.
But no, I would love to have a brother, but I'm glad I have my three sisters.
So you kind of bundled up what they had,
Yeah.
used it to advantage. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, talking kind of about your academics now, how important was it for you to keep up good grades, and how much time did that require?
Um, I always wanted to make sure I had all A's. My dad gives us kind of a little bump to make sure that we have all A's.
Mhm.
If we get straight A's all year, he would let us do a little trip, whether that's like to an amusement park
It's nice.
or maybe get us something like a little gift,
It's nice.
just to like push us
An
to,
incentive,
yeah.
yeah.
which helped. But also, I just I just liked being able to like do my work on time, make sure I'm like getting good grades because like some people might not think it's important, but I think it's important to like start these habits now for when I go to college. And since I'm going for chemical engineering, which is a lot like more intricate than others, I need to make sure that I'm able to at least get good grades so then I can like get my degree and like well get like a good job
Yeah.
so I can like have stable income.
hmm And what made you choose that degree, that path for you to take at Penn State?
Um in 11th grade, I had Mr. Bauer for chemistry, and that was probably my favorite class ever. Mr. Bauer was just always, he made class interesting. He made chemistry interesting, at least for me. Everyone I know hated chemistry, hates everything about it. But personally, I love it. Every part of it, like, I enjoy. It came easy to me, so I was able to like get really good grades in that class. And then I was like, well, I want to go into engineering. I've known that for a while. And then I was like, well, why not chemical?
Yeah.
And if chemical is not the correct one for me, I'm sure I can either go into biomedical or something similar
Yeah.
and still do stuff with chemistry.
And you were the last class to have Mr. Bauer, right?
Yes.
As a teacher.
My class, yeah, I had him for AP then in the spring, and that was his last AP class ever.
Nice. How was it knowing that it's the last class that you had him for and you enjoyed it that much?
Well, I didn't know then, but I'm thankful that I was able to have him for the last year.
Yeah.
If I didn't have him, I would have had Mrs. Lake, and I love Mrs. Lake as well. So
That's fair.
either or,
It's
I
a
would have.
win-win.
Yes, but probably was a good thing that Mr. Bauer was there because Mrs. Lake has never done AP chemistry before, so she was learning this year. I apprenticed her and was trying to help her out so like she can help her kids.
Mhm.
And it was just I wanted to apprentice Bauer, but then when he became the principal, I wasn't able to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So I did go to Lake, which I was fine with.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of shocking that like people won't be able to experience Mr. Bauer as a teacher,
Mm-hmm.
and now he's just kind of some strict vice principal.
Mm-hmm. What other AP classes were you taking at your time at the high school? I know you said you took 4, right?
I took 4 tests, but I had A push. That was a rough class.
Yeah.
I did not really enjoy that. But I took that just so then hopefully I wouldn't have to take a history class in college.
That's fair.
I took AP Lang, AP Stat, AP Chem. That might be it, actually. Yeah, okay, maybe I did only take 2. I thought I took more.
Did do any dual enrollments or anything like that?
I did dual enrollment for Calc and then A push because I didn't think I'd do good on the A push test. Which I got a 3, but that doesn't help. So I still get credits.
It's fair. It's fair. So what about Exeter do you think you're gonna miss the most down the line?
I liked all like the clubs, and I did like the sports, like going to the football games. That was great. I mean, I know I'm going to Penn State, so, and I did
Yeah.
win the lottery, so I have tickets for each home game.
Nice.
So that'll definitely be a new experience. But something about your team blowing out every single other team, and like only paying what, $3
Yeah.
just for that, like
It's always a good time.
it's always a good time. That basketball was good, especially the past 2 years.
Those
They were
good
really
runs.
good.
Yeah.
Soccer, I was always there, so I never got to watch the soccer game.
Well, you did at the senior game, right?
Oh yes,
Yeah, I remember you in the booth
I
with
watched
us.
the All-Star
You
games.
did.
That one, I was rooting for Josh Brown and Gavin. I think Angel Flores was also on the team.
I think Angel on the other team.
Angel wasn't supposed to be there, but I think Josh Hole got injured, so they needed someone else to fill.
Oh,
So they chose, I think, the next person.
Yeah.
So Angel came and played, and I came to root on our team.
Mhm.
It was an okay game, I guess.
Yeah.
Nothing
It
special.
is what it is.
It's soccer.
But it's nice that it's at Exeter.
Yeah, sometimes it's really boring. if nothing happens, like if it's like 2 good teams that are versing to like go to like win or something, like when both teams actually won it, then it's a good game.
Yeah.
But if like one team's like, yeah, they can have it, it's not that fun to watch.
Yeah, I get that.
But I'll definitely miss Mini-thon, even though I'm going to Thon. But Mini-thon, just being able to like plan it. Miss Harper and Bollinger both did a great job being a leader to be able to help.
Yeah.
Like choosing all the games,
Yeah.
getting all the positive feedback from everyone, saying that it was like a great event. Like,
It was.
raising all that money, that always feels good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you were sports committee guy, or sports games, whatever
Yeah.
you want to call it. So I always enjoyed working with you on that. Why'd you choose to get involved with that specifically?
Well, I remember my sophomore year, I was like, my dad told me I had to join clubs, and I was like, okay, like I wanted to join clubs.
Yeah.
So I did actually join, I think 9 at the club fair, and so I had to tell some clubs that I was not coming back, even though I never wanted to from the beginning. But then Mini-thon, like my sisters went to the event, all 3 of them did. So like they've told me all about it. I was like, oh, that sounds like cool. Like get to stay overnight and like play games all night. Like that sounds fun. And so sophomore year, I don't know if I did much. I was more of just like, well, I was the only one really that showed up in the committee. Games committees sometimes had problems
Yeah.
with people showing up. But then junior year, there were problems between the seniors that were the leaders, and all three of them just somehow left. And
Huh.
so Miss Bollinger volunteered me to just, since I was there every meeting. So that's how I became a leader.
Interesting.
And then I was like, well, I did a good job my junior year, so I wanted to do it my senior year and try to make the best for the last year. And that is how I became the leader.
Nice. Um, and what instrument did you play in the orchestra?
I played the cello. I've actually played that since third grade,
Nice.
so it's actually shocking that that's over too.
And what was that being like in the orchestra and having Mr. Albright and all the
Mhm.
rest of the EMA around you?
Yeah. So I always enjoy, like, sometimes I just get so excited, like when we finally know the piece, being able to like play the piece like in a run through, hear what it sounds like we actually sound good. I just remember like junior high, not everyone was the greatest. Orchestra I think was the only one that sounded like the best. So I was like always proud to be a part of that, knowing that like that part's always great. And being having Mr. Albright since seventh grade, he's been amazing. He's always been helpful for everyone, made sure like everyone is able to play their part, and he always like listens to us. He like asks what songs we want to play for the next concert or next year, and like we put our input, and he finally chose the song after 6 years that I wanted to play, which I'm okay with as
That's
long as it
nice.
happened.
It did.
So he's always like looking out for us, especially him. He like chose me as a section leader. So for my sophomore year, which was 9-10 orchestra, I was the first chair for cello. And
Mhm.
then my senior year, I was also first chair. Not that there was only one other senior that played cello, so
Mm.
it wasn't
Yeah.
like really a competition. But the underclassmen, some of them are a lot better than me. I don't know how I got uh, the leadership role, but I don't know. I enjoy my time in the orchestra. It'll be sad like not being able to feel the greatness of playing, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, how important is it for you socially to be involved with so many clubs, a sport, and an instrument?
Um, well, it was definitely a lot, especially since like sometimes for orchestra it was later like during the day, and like I'd have to I did choose that over other things just because that happens so rarely. Like concerts are 3 times a year,
Mhm.
and like I have soccer like basically all year. We had a 2 month break, and then we did like little winter practices and
Yeah.
stuff. But clubs, that was also difficult. But junior and senior year, it kind of worked out because I'd have one club would do Mondays and one club would do Tuesdays and Wednesdays. And so like luckily was able to work it out between all of them. And all I did, I just like would communicate. I'd ask the leader, I was like, is there like a possibility that we can meet on this day instead of another, just so
Hmm.
then I can make it. And they're all pretty lenient. They all are like they want like the best for all of us.
Yeah.
And just taking on everything at once. It was a lot, but I was able to do it.
Yeah.
It's not as hard as it seems, but it does require a lot more than people like, give.
Yeah. But it's rewarding.
Yes.
So, yeah. Uh, and generally, how has the community in Exeter and everyone around you, your peers, how have they been able to help you strive?
Well, it's always nice to have the teachers like they're always there for help. All my fellow classmates like where it's so easy to like reach out to them,
Mhm.
like if we need help. Like Snapchat's pretty helpful,
Yeah.
and all the people like always give positive feedback for my stuff. Like for orchestra, there's so many people that tell each other good job. Like they might not even know everyone, but they will just say great job. My speech, I got a lot of positive feedback. Some people came up to me while I was working at Giant and were like, "You're Brody Oswald, right? You had a great speech." And I was just like, "Oh, thanks." So like
It's
it
awesome.
was a little awkward, but like it was very nice that they would like go out of their way to do that.
Yeah.
And everyone's for the I mean, I've never seen negative people in Exeter. Like no one's
Yeah.
that like negative here. People
Yeah.
are usually positive, nice, and like won't say horrible things about anyone.
Mm-hmm.
There's no problems here.
Yeah, it's always good to be uplifting.
Yeah.
And it's always good sense about around here. So, yeah. Is there anything else you want to add on today?
No, I think that's it.
Well, it's awesome having you. Yeah, I hope everything up at State College at Penn State goes great for you. It's been awesome announcement for you, talking to you, and
Thank you
being
for
on.
having me.
Yeah, appreciate it. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Thank you to Brody for coming on the show, and thanks to everyone for tuning in today. If you would like to be on the show in the future, check the description of this episode or on my website to apply as a guest. Make sure to stay in the loop with Bleeding Blue and check out AdamCookJournalism.com. Follow me on all my socials at AdamCookJournalism and hit the follow or subscribe button wherever you're listening. Thank you for supporting Bleeding Blue. This is Adam signing off.